A warm good morning, participants, for the day 3. The session 7 is about on market growth of blockchain technology. And today's our resource person is Dr. Lakshmana Kumar Ramasamy. And I will call upon Dr. P. Murgeshwari, Professor CSC, to introduce our chief guest today. Madam Murgeshwari, madam.
Sir, am I audible? Yes, am I audible, sir? Sir, am I audible?
Yes, madam.
Sir, நான் பேசுறது ஆடிபிள் நான் கேட்டுட்டு ரிப்ளை வரல சார், அதனால வெயிட் பண்ணுவேன். Am I audible?
Yes, madam, you are audible. You can. Okay, sorry for the trouble. Dr. Lakshmana Kumar Ramasamy is currently associated with the Hindustan College of Engineering and Technology, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. He is the Director of Research and Development in a Canadian-based company in Vancouver region of British Columbia, Canada. He was invited as a key speaker for AVIS 2020, which is the Asian first biggest virtual summit on artificial intelligence held at Malaysia on June 2020. He was selected as a program co-chair for EAI International Conference on AI, Assisted Solution for COVID-19 and a biomedical application in smart cities. He is a global chapter lead for MLCS. He himself involves in research and expertise in AI and blockchain technologies. He is associated in the research collaboration with Chinese, Malaysian, Turkish, and Canadian universities. An all-rounder, he did his undergraduate in PhD group of institution and completed his postgraduate in Kalasalingam University and his doctoral degree from Anna University, Chennai. He has a passion towards development and he has held the international certification like SCJP. He is meticulous with the programming languages like Java, Python, and PHP. He holds the certification in data science from Johns Hopkins University, US. He also holds the Amazon Cloud Architect certification from Amazon Web Service. He is a member in IEEE, ACM, and he is a distinguished speaker. and IEEE brand ambassador. So I would like to hand over this session to Dr. Lakshmana Kumar Ramasamy. So, sir, it's over to you, Lakshmana Kumar.
Yes, sir. Yes. So, I mean, is it audible? Is it
Yes, sir, it's
audible enough?
audible.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
sir. Right.
audible.
Right. So, very good morning to one and all. And before getting into the context, I would like to thank, the coordinators of the particular institution, okay, for inviting me for this special session. So, really, grace over to you guys. Right. So shall we get into the session? Yeah. So right away, or anything is there, sir, or shall we get into the session right away?
Yeah, we can get into this session, no issues.
Yes, sir. Okay. So let me start to share my screen. Yeah. So whether my screen is visible, sir? Yeah.
Yes,
Is
sir,
it?
it's visible. It's
Yeah.
visible.
Perfect. Yeah. Well. Yeah. So thanks for the introduction, right? Okay, so the topic which they have given to me is like I want to discuss about the market growth of blockchain. This is the entire plan of this session, but I have a different plan, like, because whenever we start to discuss about the opportunities and growth of blockchain, it is pretty much important to know what blockchain is all about. Okay, so what I have planned is like, so I have come up with a different agenda, like, okay, so in this session we are going to see the three things. Okay, one is like what is blockchain and why does it matter a lot, and the next thing is like convergence. Okay, so these are the three things which I am particularly I am particularly focused on about. Okay, so let's get into the content right away, because for the past 2 days it is like you have been seeing a lot about blockchain, like what is blockchain, why we are using blockchain, and where blockchain is used. Okay, all the basic concepts you have done, but it is my duty, okay, and it's my responsibility to share the glimpse of few key concepts. Yes, this is very much important, because in the later on, if when I start to speak about the opportunities, then definitely you will be wondering, like, without the key concepts I cannot relate how blockchain is evolving and how it is making other technologies, putting down. Okay, so this is very important. So I need to, I need to share a few glimpses on key concepts as well. So if you don't mind, guys, okay. So right. Okay. So as far as blockchain is concerned, there are four key concepts. Okay, let us be pretty simple and straightforward. Number one is like DST. Okay, so blockchain is otherwise called as DST. You know what is all about. So it is nothing but a distributed share ledger. Okay, so it's very simple, because I don't want to bore you up. There should not be any boredom kind of stuff. Okay, so what is DLT? DLT is nothing but it's a kind of a ledger. It's the place where we store all our transactions. So the transactions which we usually does is stored in a place, and that place is nothing but that is called as distributed share ledger. Okay, and from the name you can ask me, like, sir, blockchain is centralized or decentralized? Okay, so but blockchain is decentralized. Okay, right. Okay, it is decentralized or centralized, right? Decentralized, but it has a name called DST. So how this distributed share ledger happens, because blockchain is decentralized, and how the distribution is done. So it's a pretty, it's a pretty important question need to be addressed. Okay, I'd see what we does is we generally store a ledger in all the at independent computers. It means we generally store ledgers on all nodes. Okay, so that is where I used to tell, like, a DLT, a ledger is a kind of a distributed thing. Right. Okay, so hope you got the point, right? So probably at the end of the session, if you have any queries, we can discuss them, right? And the second point is like cryptography. Okay, so why do we require cryptography, right? Because people used to say blockchain is secure, blockchain is resilient, blockchain is reliable, blockchain is efficient. Okay, that's fine, but how do you achieve these things? Okay, but these things can be achieved by using one point called cryptography. So what is cryptography? Cryptography, you can close your eyes and you can say like cryptography is nothing but security. Very simple, right? If I'm passing a data, I'm going to encrypt it, and the other end I'm going to decrypt it. That's it. It's a pretty simple. But how does a blockchain use cryptography? That is very important, and that is the key question here, right? Okay. So as far as cryptography is concerned, there are generally, from my experience, I'm telling you, like there are three. I mean, there are three types of cryptographies, right? Okay. One is like we use like symmetric, or we use like asymmetric, and the third thing is like we use hash functions, right? Okay, fine. So but blockchain uses asymmetric and hash functions. Okay, so you know what is mean by asymmetric, right? Okay, so we use both public keys and private keys. Okay, but when it comes to hash function, generally what we does, we the plain text, if a data is given, that is called plain text. Okay, it is converted into a ciphertext, okay, by using some hash functions, right? Okay, because no, if we want to speak about cryptography, we need around a day to discuss about this, because cryptography is very huge, right? Okay, and very interesting too, right? And as far as blockchain is concerned, blockchain, I mean, from 2001, I think, I suppose, I don't remember, right? Okay, I think blockchain we generally use as SHA-256. That is okay, secure hash algorithm. Okay, that is we generally use SHA-256 for cryptography as of now. Okay, as of now, we believe that this is a bit secure. Okay, and the third thing is like consensus. Okay, so what is consensus? Okay, this is very important point. Okay, because I'm working a lot on consensus and smart contracts, so let me share my experience as well, right? So what is consensus? Okay, say for example, if I'm doing any transaction, I want to make sure that everything does well. Okay, there should not be any mistakes, or there should, so it means we need to define a rule. Okay, so there should be some protocol, like, hey, first this need to be happen, and second this need to be happen, and at the final this need to be happen, right? Okay, so we need to make a framework. It is not a framework, it's a kind of depicting a rules, right? So I'm going to give a rule, so that rule is named as a consensus. So generally we used to call consensus as a mechanism. Okay, see, I can tell you, DLT, that is distributed share ledger. Okay, right? Okay, that is so distributed share ledger is a mechanism. No, it is not a mechanism. You can ask, cryptography is a mechanism. No, cryptography is not a mechanism, but consensus is a mechanism. Okay, because it defines the entire process, like what need to be, when and where and what and how. That is very important. Okay, all the rules are defined by using consensus algorithm, and there are a lot of consensus algorithm, and I'm going to discuss a very important thing, probably at the later end of this session, right? And coming to the final, a core concept is called smart contracts, right? Okay, so you can ask me, what is smart contracts? Very simple. So as far as programmers like us, so what we does is like, so we want to do programming, right? Okay, because we need to implement blockchain. So how we can do that? It is very simple. So generally we implement blockchain by writing codes. Okay, so that is a very simple. So I am going to automate everything, right? So I have told you, like, consensus is a kind of a mechanism, that is as far as theory is concerned. But how does I'm going to make it a practical stuff? I'm going to make it practically by writing a code, and for that I want to write some agreement in your term. You can, from the layman point of view, I'm telling you, like, you can use a concept called smart contracts, right? It's pretty simple, right? Okay, fine. And the next thing is like, so why still blockchain is, many people are fancy about blockchain. So what blockchain is all about and what blockchain can do for us, right? So number one is, blockchain is pretty much important for data storage and as well as for communication, right? So as far as data storage is concerned, we need to think about internal consistency. So what is this internal consistency? From the name itself, you can understand understand like consistent, it means I can completely believe on the data. So data is completely trusted, okay, and the data can be, can be processed or can be fetched or can be does at any time, okay, without any trouble, okay. So it means my data is completely consistent, and that can be achieved through blockchain. And next one is, what is this P2P, okay, right? And probably if you could remember your childhood days, we were working with Cobra and something like models, right? Okay, so P2P models. So first we were working on peer-to-peer model, then there comes distributed model, right? Okay, so yeah, so what is this P2P model? Okay, so blockchain follows peer-to-peer model. It means blockchain is not centralized. Blockchain is completely decentralized. Okay, so I mean, from the name itself, you could understand like if it is decentralized, just imagine how many problems are there, and how we are going to, solve those problems, and how we are going to maintain reliability, maintain security, maintain trust. Okay, so we are going to see everything one by one, right? Okay, so this I want to tell you like this is very simple, right? So I want to give you a glimpse like how blockchain works. Very simple. So I want to give you everything in the form of animated thing. That is the reason why I have worked. I have worked a lot to give. To make you understand by seeing this animation, right? So the step one is like a very simple. If A wants to send money to B, right? Okay. So now the transaction is represented as a block. That's it, a transaction. Okay, you can imagine as a transaction. Now this image is broadcasted to all the nodes, okay, because I have told you like blockchain uses ledger, that is distributed ledger, and I have told you like distributed ledger is available on all the nodes in the blockchain network. So now, so we need to tell to all the nodes, hey, see, A is going to send money to B, okay, right? And the next thing is like we need to get an approval, and there comes the concepts called minus. Okay, see, actually, in the theoretical part, we can speak a lot about minus, but as far as practical part is concerned, right? Because in the later part, I will tell you like there are, how many types of blockchain. Generally there are two types of blockchains, okay. One is called public and the next one is called private, but generally from my experience I work a lot on private blockchain, not on public blockchain, because public blockchain is highly, it is completely huge, and I don't have enough resource on my personal to implement that. So that is the reason why I work a lot on private blockchain. And as far as private blockchain is concerned, there is a no concept called miners, because we use a concept called notary. So anyhow, I'm going to discuss a lot about probably a bit later, okay, not at this moment, right? And the miners are the one, we in our terms we can call them as admins. That's very simple. So admins are the one we could generally call as admins, and as far as blockchain is concerned, we generally call them as miners. Okay, so miners are the one who generally approve the transactions, okay. And once the transaction is approved, that transaction is added to the blockchain. It means what? That now the ledger is altered, okay, and finally B receives money, right? So this is how the entire blockchain works, right? Okay. And the next thing I have told you, like because whenever we want to develop a blockchain, generally I have told you like we need to remember the key concepts, right? Okay, so how ledger is going to work, and how I'm going to use cryptography, and how I'm going to use consensus, and how I'm going to use smart contracts, right? So I have told you like from experience there are 10 to 12 consensus, but generally I work only on two concepts, and for your understanding, I have just prepared a slide with four algorithms. So number one is like POW, proof of work. Okay, you can ask me like what is this consensus? Consensus, I have told you like consensus is a kind of a mechanism, and it is going to tell you, give you the rules like what, why, when, how the block need to the blockchain need to work, right? Okay, so number one is called proof of work. So what is called proof of, say for example, based on consensus algorithm, the admins are selected. Okay, and in your term, in blockchain term, the miners are selected. Okay, so say for example, we have around 10 people. Okay, so I want to select a leader. So what I'm going to do, right? So based on some criteria, and I'm going to select the leader of the group, right? So the same thing applies for the blockchain as well. And in the leader is the normal, the normal pedagogy we used to say, but here in the blockchain, the leader is called as miners. That's it. Okay, and generally how we select leaders is like we use some criteria, and that criteria is nothing but consensus. Okay, the number one criteria we now in this term we call as PO work or POW. That is okay. Proof of work. So what is this proof of work? It's a very simple, straightforward concept. Say out of 10, only one has a ability or a capability to do more work. Okay, say for example, I'm keep on giving the work to him. So obviously, what he's finishing off. So obviously, what we will say, okay, yeah, why can't we make him as a leader? Okay, so if you follow some concepts, okay, that is nothing but a proof of work. So guys, I want to tell you, like, see, I'm just telling you all the concepts in the layman point of view. If you want me to discuss the concept in the terms of development, the terminology which I use will be completely different. Okay, first we need to make you to understand, like, what the concepts are all about. I'm particularly keen about that. Right. And the next concept is called nothing but it's called as proof of stack. Okay. So, what is this proof of stack? See, the stack is nothing but their responsibility, right? Okay. And the proof of work, I have told you, like, that is different. Okay. And the next one is called stack. So, stack is nothing but the responsibility. Say, for example, out of 10, only one, only one has the enough knowledge or to do the work. So, and the next thing, and he is so responsible. We are telling this, if we give the work to him, he is probably so responsible to do that. So he is fair enough. So what we will do? So generally we will consider them as a leader. Okay. So these kind of concepts is called the proof of stack, right? And the next concept is called proof of capacity. What is this capacity? Say for example, out of 10, we can tell them, like, okay, see, if we ask him to work till night 10, he can do that because he has the capacity to balance work-life balance. He can do that enough well. So why can't we make him as a leader? So capacity. But in the terms of blockchain, we used to measure the capacity in the terms of resources. Okay, in the terms of resources. Resources can be either of computing resources, resources can be either in the terms of memory resources. So a lot of resources are involved. Hope you know about that. The next consensus algorithm is nothing but proof of elapsed time. And what is this elapsed time? Very simple, right? If you are giving work and you are asking all the 10 to do it within 5 minutes, and let's take a scenario like number one, person A is completing the work within 1 minute. So it is very simple. Okay. So based on some criteria. Okay. And the next thing I want to tell you, like, I have told you, like, there are many, because people used to name consensus algorithm of their own, because we don't have any standards. Like, okay, this I want to relate with the web service. Okay, we know, like, web services, there is no particular web service has enough standard, but when it comes to semantic, okay, there is no, we know very well, like, for past 10 years, before 10 years, right? Okay, we were working a lot on semantic things. So semantic web service where we don't have any standards or any rules, any definitions. Okay, so there is no any global things for semantic. So the same thing is happening for for blockchain as well, because moreover it is like an open source, right? Okay, so we generally implement based on our requirement and criteria. That is the only reason where we are confused with so much concepts, right? Okay, so 1 minute. Yes, sorry. Yeah. So I have told you like there are two types of blockchains. See, there are many. I mean, there are actually, to be honest, actually, we have three types. Okay, but generally, I work a lot on only one type. That is, I have told you like I work a lot on private blockchains. Okay, so you need to understand the base difference between private and public blockchain. That is very important, right? Okay, so Ethereum, right? So probably you might heard about Ethereum. Okay, so Ethereum, Ethereum, and we have Ethereum Cash, right? Okay, and you have heard about Bitcoin. You might have heard about Agilis, and you might have heard about Litecoin. There are a lot of concepts are there, right? Okay, so these are the things which comes under public blockchain. Okay, so what is this public blockchain? Public blockchain is nothing but a cryptocurrency, right? Okay, so it is a kind of a cryptocurrency networks. So I mean, all the people, anybody can join into the network. And who is the one who is going to approve that? Miners. Okay. Miners are the one who approve, like, okay, are you going to join into my network? Okay, come. Right. So they are the one, because if you want to join, you need to pay this, that, this. So all the consensus, all the things, that is completely different on public. Okay. And the next thing, and the next thing is called private. And what is it? Private is private is pretty much very simple. If you want to create a blockchain for your organization or for your company, only for your company, right? So probably what you can do is, right, you can go for private blockchains. Okay, so the one thing which I used to tell, like, if you want to get into private blockchain, I can tell you, like, yes, you can use this. So so I just recommend you to use Corda. Okay, so Corda is pretty much simple and it's completely open source as well, right? So if you want to develop the blockchain for your company or for any particular community, what you can do is you can just go to Corda. Okay, and very simple, just download it. Just download it and get started things. So this is very important, very easy as far as public is concerned. No, it is very easy for you to trial run with this, because very important, we know, right, before getting into anything we need to pilot the things. Okay, so piloting is very important. So you can generally use Corda. Usually I don't recommend Corda Enterprise. Please get into this Corda. Okay, this is very important and very easy as well. Oops. Right. Yeah, fine. And the 3 points which I want to discuss completely is like open read and write. Okay, so see, as far as public blockchain is concerned, generally what we can do is, all the read and write ledger is completely distributed and it is immutable. Okay, and the next thing, in the public blockchain we have a concept called 51%. Okay, so 51% rule. I will tell you what is meant by 51%. Okay, let us imagine, like, there are 100 people in this session. Okay, let's take this as a scenario. Imagine that there are 100 people in this session, and out of that I'm telling you, like, 51 people, 51%. Okay, 50 out of 100, 51 are telling lies and 49 are telling truth. Okay, so the majority is 51, right? Okay, so so as far as 51 rule is concerned, generally this is applicable for theory part, but this cannot be done. Practically this is completely impossible. Okay, I will give you a small scenario. So how the miner will allow 51 malicious nodes to enter into the blockchain network? So miner will not definitely allow, right? Okay, so this is not completely possible as far as practical stuffs are concerned, but this is only for theoretical stuffs. Okay, right? Okay, right. And the next one is, like, if you want to develop a private blockchain, I can tell you, like, usually this is very fast and private blockchain is completely efficient. Okay, because the reason is, because in the private blockchain we generally come with less nodes. Right. Okay. And you can ask me like whether you want to go for private blockchain or public blockchain. That is completely based on your decision or based on your boss decision. Like whether you want to, whether you want to start kind of a blockchain. Right. and 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 these are the things which I want to tell you, like, okay, see, and once you bring blockchain, okay, so once you bring blockchain, and these are the values, right? Okay, so which which is very much important. Okay, so what is the advantage of bringing blockchain is like, once blockchain is implemented or brought into a picture, right, we can reduce the cost and complexity. And generally I can tell you like 86% of that can be done, and we can trust the transactions, right? Okay, we can trust the shared transactions, and we can reduce the errors, and also we can we can increase the audibility. Okay, right. So so probably my first agenda of the session is done. Okay, so guys, if you have any doubts, please let me know, right? So I can clarify with the queries. Okay, so any queries on the first agenda? If you don't have any queries, so probably
Sir, yes, sir. Yes,
yes,
sir,
sir.
Lakshman, sir. So
Yes.
regarding the proof of work and the proof of stack is a little bit, it's a piece of data. Am I right, sir? It's a piece of code or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So generally, as you said, proof of work, proof of capacity, it's all
Uh,
it depends on you actually, how you
yeah.
decide your mining. Okay, because
Uh,
how you decide your miners, and the important thing I want to tell you, like, if you are trying your blockchain, okay, anyhow you are going to try with private blockchain, right? Okay, so in the in the private blockchain, we don't have any concept called miners, because we have a concept called notary. Okay, if you have
okay.
10 nodes, if you have 10 nodes and one node, only 9 nodes will be in the block, and the 10th node, and say for, this is for example, right? And imagine like
Yeah.
10th node will be a notary. Okay, this is because
Okay.
as nodes are very less in private, we don't tell them as a miners, instead we tell them as a notary. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So regarding one more doubt, for example, if I have to set to an application layer, for example, any digital asset, whatever, sir. So in
Okay.
this application layer, I have to go to take that consensus layer. That means it's a mandatory of that, or it may be refused, sir.
No, sir, it isn't, sir, because always I recommend to use that. Okay, so
Yeah.
yes, always I used to recommend that, and I want to show you few things, like, see, as you asked, right? Okay, so this is where I have used, okay, these are some of the publications, like, see, I have used a blockchain based secure healthcare application, and especially I
Okay.
have worked for diabetic cardio decision prediction. But in this
Okay.
terms, I have used fog computing as well, right? Okay, so from the fog, okay, from the fog nodes,
Okay.
I
Okay.
used to collect the data, especially diabetic cardio disease, and I have framed a, blockchain. So this is a kind of a framework, sir. This is one place where I have worked.
Okay. So one more regarding this, the same thing. If I take any other application layer, for example,
Okay.
digital assets, whatever. So in this, we can go to the
Yes.
service layer. Which one is we can take, sir? For example, if I take Ethereum, also we can take, or Hyperledger, or also similarly contract layer, we can take any smart contract or script coding. That is it's so mandatory, no, sir.
Yes.
We cannot do without this one. Am I right, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because what you said is correct. Because
Sir, which one is efficient, sir? If I take Ethereum or Hyperledger,
sir, actually, again, that is what I want to tell you. Like, it's all
yeah,
completely depends. Actually,
yeah, depend upon, yeah.
yes, sir. Because
Depend upon applications.
depend upon applications and depend upon the implementation and the necessity, because requirement is very important, sir. Because we can
Yeah,
do
yeah.
even tomorrow, probably I can tell you, like, I have developed an application, a blockchain, by using simple Java. That's it. Okay,
Yeah.
so so probably tomorrow I can show you, right? Like, I have developed a blockchain by using Java, right?
Okay.
Very
Okay.
simple Java, sir, for a healthcare application. I'm going to give you a demo of that.
Okay, sir. Sir, please share your personal number and mail ID, sir. I will contact you.
Yes, sir. Because the thing is that we have not end up with the session, sir.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Then that.
Yes, sir. So now,
And this at the end of the session.
yes, sir,
Because I have
definitely.
a lot of doubt. If I asking lot doubt means there others are disappointed. So
No, sir, no, sir, because this session
yeah,
is just for discussion, right? Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So I mean, so any doubts? If you have any doubts, probably you can ask me, or else what I can do is probably I can move to the next agenda, sir. So 1 minute, hold on, sir. Okay. Yes, sir. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Right. So this is my, I mean, this is my second agenda. Like, okay, because 1 minute. Right. So we used to say like blockchain, but from experience, I can tell you like if we, if we use blockchain along with AI, definitely we can do wonders, right? So that is what I want to focus on, convergence, because once we speak about convergence, then we can speak about the use cases, and once if the use cases comes into the picture, then obviously there comes the growth, like in which sector blockchain is used and which sector blockchain is not used. It's likely used. So this is very important. So unless until if we don't speak about convergence, it definitely not going to make us sense, and it is not going to make us think so comfortable. That is the only reason why I want to, I have focused particularly on convergence. Okay, right. So this is one of my favorite quote. Okay, so generally we know like in the new world, it is not the big fish which eats the small fish, it's the fast fish which eats the slow fish. Okay, so that is what we used to tell to everyone, like, hey, see, okay, you are working hard, that's pretty good, okay, but along with the hard work, try to do it in a smarter way. So smart work is pretty much important. Okay. So in the world, like, it's only the fast fish which eats the slow fish, it's not the big fish which eats the slow fish. And this is my favorite quote, and it's given by Klaus Kabe of who is the founder of WEF, right? Okay, so I think we are speaking about AI for past couple of years, right? So I'm not going to speak a lot, but in a single word, I can tell you, like, we all are dependent on AI. Without AI, we are nothing, right? Okay, because you know very well, like, you guys probably are attending the session in mobile or in laptop or anything, right? Or, yeah, or any of your gadgets. Okay, if you take mobile, right? Okay, so generally we use a simple concept called fingerprint or face. So what is that? It's all AI, right? Okay, so without AI, it's AI is with us every day. We use AI every day. So AI is everything. Okay, and we know, like, AI is completely defining the entire life, entire human life, right? Okay, right from healthcare. Okay, right from the healthcare to the education to the finance and to the logistics. Okay, so it means that the AI dominated the entire global economy, right? Okay, and these are the four sectors where I particularly feel like AI is working a lot, right? Okay, so one is a healthcare, and next one is called logistics, and the next one is called, okay, travel, and the next one is called education, right? Okay, that is transportation. Because, right, so you can ask me, like, see, this session is all about blockchain, and why am I speaking about AI? So this, I want to give you a clarification, like, see, actually we know, like, AI is vastly used in these sectors, but still there are a lot of problems with AI. So once we integrate blockchain with AI, and what we can do is we can reduce the problems of that. So that is the only reason why I'm particularly concentrating on these areas, right? And the next thing, that is what I'm keen for emphasizing, like so these are the problems with AI, right? Okay, so people may feel like because of AI there can be a jobless problem, or there can be safety problem, or there can be trust related problem, and there can be competition problem. We know, right? So these are the major problems which because of AI, people used to discuss a lot about this. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to look at the we are going to have a closer look, like how this can be avoided if blockchain is integrated with AI, right? Okay, so this is I just simplified the things, like I have told you, like there are few problems, but out of all the problems I just simplified into three things. One is called threat to privacy, and threat to human dignity, and threat to safety. That's it. Okay, so and we are going to see like how blockchain, once integrated with AI, it is going to solve these problems, especially privacy, safety, and dignity problems, right? Okay, and you know very well, like we are going to use blockchain along with AI, right? Okay, so and in the previous session I have told you like what is blockchain and how blockchain works. Okay, right. So and literally what happens is, like if we integrate AI along with blockchain, and definitely we can achieve these three things. Number one is resource optimization, and number two is like data distribution and security, and the third thing is like data monetization. Okay, so these are the three things. And professors, I'm telling you, like all these things are given out of my experience. Okay, so probably if I have missed out anything, probably you can correct me at, because it's all learning, right? Okay, because I'm just discussing about the experience on the projects which I have done. Okay, right. So these are the three things, like resource optimization, data distribution and security, and data monetization. Okay, right. So now here comes the main things, like use cases. Okay, so use cases are pretty much important, like okay, so in which area the problems are solved. Okay. Number one, this is a very important thing, like okay, so we know very well like energy sectors. Okay, so what happens is like nowadays, okay, I'm just speaking about the current trend which is going around. Okay, so these are the things which which we have discussed along with few companies, and the next thing, and these are things which are taken from few white papers as well. Okay, right. So so nowadays what energy companies are doing is, like energy companies, we know like they are using AI for a couple of period of time, and they are now merging blockchain along with AI. Okay, so what is the reason is they want to they want to effectively use their data. That's the only thing. Okay, so I have given you a clear insight about how the global market works, and especially I have given you the few countries as well, right? So you can say like I have given you the energy market of Europe, US, and APAC, right? You guys, you can find the difference of CAGR. Okay, that is the aggregate. You can find like, see how the global statistics changes. See, once they bring blockchain and AI into the energy, okay, into the energy market, in the energy industry, I can tell you like their revenue, see how they are increasing. Okay, so their revenue is increased. Okay, the revenue is increased by, see how many billions. Okay, that is the reason why energy companies are trying to use blockchain. Okay, and even in the US industries, see, US industries are working a lot, right? So I want to tell you like now we are working on a project in a country, in a Greece. So sorry to say this, I cannot I cannot say the name of the university in Greece, I'm sorry. Like okay, so the concept is like, because in that country nowadays they are using 4G, and even us, we are using 4G, right? Okay, the idea is like they are going to set up antennas, set up communications for 5G. Okay, so now what they have planned is they will build a couple of 5G stations. Okay, and next they will try to implement the communications, and they use AI, because I'm working on that particular project, and they use AI. Okay, it means machine learning. Okay, because generally generally as far as data is concerned, generally we can use machine learning for prediction. Okay, that is more than enough, right? Okay, so we are working on that, and we have a plan, like why can't we use blockchain? Okay, because we are working on the prototype. As of now, we have worked with machine learning. With the machine learning stuff. So, okay, it's fine. Okay, we have just tested with the sample data, and we have a plan to work with blockchain as well. Okay, but that is completely on private blockchain. Okay, once that is done, the entire Greece, okay, and and you know the capital of Greece as well, Athens, right? Okay, so now we have a plan to implement this particular piloting project at Greece. Once the Greece is done, then we have a plan to extend this project to the entire Greece. Okay, so probably through machine learning, I can tell you, we can analyze like how the energies are used, right? Okay, but by using blockchain, I can tell you like the data, we can speak about the trust. Okay, right. And the next area where I want to tell you is like fake news. Okay, this is very, very hectic, right? Okay, nowadays we are hearing a lot of fake news. Okay, so now so the another thing what we can use is like, by using blockchain, definitely we can combat that problem. Yes. So what we can do is like, nowadays we know like a lot of companies, okay, journalism, right? Okay, so they generally use AI. Okay, they use AI to classify their content. Okay, so how they generally classify the content? They generally classify by using credibility. Okay, right. But what we can do is, once a blockchain is integrated along with AI, definitely what we can do is, we can definitely combat this fake problem. So it means, as far as fake news is concerned, from experience, we have only 3 parameters, right? Okay, so once, transparency is very important, and the next one is called what? Traceability. Okay, transparency is very important and traceability is very important, and the next thing is called decentralization. Okay, so what we can do is, by keeping these 3 points in our mind, we can definitely work on that. Guys, I want to tell you, like, these are the coming up areas, because whenever you plan to do a research, always you close your eyes and think, oh, I want to do it in social media stuffs, or I want to do it in healthcare, or I want to do it in education. But why can't you think about the other domains? Okay, because these are our daily life problems, right? So what you can do is, definitely you can think about this journalism problem as well. Next, and healthcare, right? So you know very well, like healthcare is healthcare is one of the big area where nowadays we use AI a lot. AI a lot and lot, right? Okay, right. One minute. Yes. And when I say AI, I want to share an experience which we have done a project in New Zealand, right? Okay. So it is like what? Say for example, so it is all about pregnancy. Okay. So whenever, whenever in the uterus, okay, whenever the baby is formed, so definitely we can tell you like whether it will be like a normal delivery, or it will be like it will be like a C curve, right? Or it's cesarean. Okay. So what we can do is, we can work on a project that is 4 years back, right? Okay. So hopefully, we have done that project successfully. Okay, so it is really an excellent project, and we have worked a lot. So say for example, if you give us required data, and definitely we can tell like, okay, the predicted things, okay, and we can tell you like, hey, see, your baby will be in a kind of a normal stuff, okay, or else you will have a cesarean cut. Okay, so this is how these are the one things which these are the one area which I have personally worked with my few colleagues of New Zealand universities. Right. Okay. And again, and coming to the point, like, see, and what we can do nowadays, I have told you like, we are using AI a lot in healthcare. right? Okay, and what happens if I try to integrate blockchain along with AI? Okay, definitely if I try to integrate a blockchain along with AI, I can bring some security. Okay, so definitely that turns to be a identity verification system. So see here, I want to tell you a small story, right? Say for example, you are going to you are facing some problem, right? In some health problem. Imagine like you are going to a doctor. Okay, so what obviously doctor will say? Doctor will say, hey, see, so these are your problems, just first take blood report. Okay, you will take, and next day, and they will say, see, you need to take scan. Okay, you will take scan. They will say, no, first scan is okay, you try to take second scan. So let us take that you are taking 2 scans and you are taking a blood report, so everything's there. Okay, and doctor saying some blah 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 things, and I mean, and generally you are not confused, I mean convinced. So generally what you will do, and you will go with the second opinion, so opinion number 2. So you will go to a next doctor. Okay, and again what doctor says, hey, see, take blood report, take scan. Okay, waste money, right? And what happens literally, right? You are wasting time, you are wasting money. Okay, right? You are wasting energy, all the things are wasted. Imagine like now imagine like you have a blockchain of your own. Okay, so what happens? You are going to a particular doctor. Okay, so doctor says, hey, take blood report, you will take. Hey, take scan, you will take scan. And what you will do, you will store all your informations in your block, right? And you are going to a second doctor, and doctor says, hey, take scan. You says, hey, no, I'm not going to take scan. See, you want the report, right? Okay, see, and just access my block with my credentials. I will give you the authorization key. Like once I give you the authorization key, and you can access my data. And through this, what happens literally, so you are not going to waste your time, you are not going to waste your money as well. So energy is not wasted. So this is how, what you can do is you can use a blockchain a lot. And the another thing nowadays, we are, I mean what now we are thinking a lot on supply chain management. I will give you a small situation, like, okay, so probably hope, I personally believe like you all guys have a definite experience on buying with Amazon or Flipkart. Okay, so what happens literally, once you order something, okay, once you order something, and definitely the product will reach you. Okay, but if as far as Flipkart is concerned, they have a service called e-cart, right? Okay, so what happens like, first, when you order something, and Flipkart generally, that is called a supplier, right? Okay, so supplier generally will give to a dealer. It's a carrier. Okay, so that courier will give to us. Okay, but this is fine, the process is completely okay, I'm convinced. But what about the payment? Okay, and what happens if I don't receive the product? Okay, but now the supply chain is changing drastically. You know how, what they are doing is, so first what they will do is, see, first Flipkart will deposit some money, okay, in the account. Okay, that is some account, and the Flipkart guys will give the product to the courier service. That courier will give the product to the consumers like us. Okay, like us. And after getting the product, and we want to tell to the particular Flipkart, right, hey, see, I have bought the product. Once that is done, okay, once that is done, the money is automatically credited to the courier's account. Okay, so these are the automated process, and this process, and how this can be done, this automation, and this is done by using smart contracts. Okay, and I want to set the rules, and that rules can be set by using consensus algorithm, right? Okay, and I want to bring security to it, and how I can do it, I'm just using SHA. That's it. Sure, it's very simple. Okay, I'm going to use all the signatures, right? Okay, and I want to store this transaction. Imagine, not only I'm going to buy, I'm not the single customer of Flipkart, there may be thousands of customers, right? And there can be thousands of suppliers, right? But there can be only few dealers. So I want to create a blockchain. Okay, a block, a blockchain of different blocks for customers, and blocks for courier service, and block for Flipkart. I mean, I personally believe, like, hope you understood the concept, like how blockchain works and how a ledger works and how smart contract and cryptography and consensus works, right? So coming to the point, right? See here. So once I try to bring AI with blockchain with AI. So definitely, especially in the big domain called healthcare, this becomes like a identity verification system. Okay, and also it's a data encryption tool, right? And also I can tell you, like, once this is built, and even it doesn't need that you need to pay the money in the form of cash, you can have a crypto payment as well. So this is what, but generally, from the words which I have given, it's all under clinical trials. Okay, so as of now, it is not implemented. People across the world are trying to implement that. Okay, so once I can tell you, like, once you bring blockchain, definitely, I mean, the second image, okay, probably image is a bit, it's a bit small, I'm sorry for that, right? Okay, so once you bring blockchain, and definitely I can tell you, like, you can work on digital identity management, financials, insurance and records, right? And clinical research and digital access, and as well as monetization. And the next one is called health supply chain management. And generally, I just request you guys, like, if you want to register your PhD, or you are doing PhD, or you are guiding students, or you have completed your PhD and you want to do a different research and innovative and interesting research, I'm just telling you, like, please focus on these areas. Okay, so always we guys, like, speak a lot about the data mining and image processing, a lot on base something on networks as well, right? Okay, but I generally request you, like, please focus on those areas where which is which is pretty much needed for a society as well. So try to target some societal problem, right? Then definitely what we can do is we can also grow, and our country will also grow, right? Fine. Yes, and the next thing is very simple, right? So probably, like, probably your friends might be having a YouTube channel. So once you have a YouTube channel, and you can do an analytics, right? Okay, you can view, like, at what time, when, how, where, the viewers have, how many viewers have viewed, and the time, everything you will get, right? Okay, so now you are getting all the data. Google is using AI. Okay, so Google uses AI for the audience analytics and viewership, because Google uses a dedicated algorithm. So what happens if we bring blockchain into it? Okay, because I have told you, like, there are a lot of consensus, and here we can use a consensus called POE. What is this POE? Proof of engagement. It means, imagine, like, you have just uploaded a single video, right? So probably you are giving the link to the students. So just based consensus is a mechanism, right? So what mechanism? Based on POE, my blockchain will work, and it will tell to a AI, like, hey, see, oh, you have given a video on probably today's date. Okay, and on the video, 256 people have viewed that. Okay, this is nowadays happening, but still what we can do is, it is not trust. Okay, it is trusted, but still we want to add a layer of security to that. Okay, so we are trying to automate that. Okay, because nowadays I can tell you, like, what we are going to do with analytics. Whether we are making any decision, not much. Okay, we have our own YouTube channel. We just post our video. Probably many of the people will view that, and out of that, what is happening? Okay, you may tell that, sir, we can make money. No, so sir, you know very well, like, now the agreement of YouTube channel is completely changed. It is not very easy for you to make money in YouTube now. Okay, because the rules, they are completely, okay, they have changed a lot, right? So we are not going to worry about that. So I see, imagine you want to automate a complete process of that particular thing. What you can do is, you can definitely bring blockchain into AI. Once you bring into that, I can tell you, like, our completely the audience analytics and viewership, authority or algorithm can be definitely changed. So here I can tell you, like, you can use POE, that's called proof of engagement, right? Okay, and this is this is the place where I want to speak a lot, right? Because smart city, okay, because we know very well, even as we are in Coimbatore, like, I mean, people are speaking like Coimbatore is going to become a smart city, but many of us, I mean, bit confused, like what is smart city? Okay, how they are going to make everything smart? It's very simple, right? When I say smart AI, that's it, okay? And a smart is with only AI? No, it is with IoT as well. Okay, so it's all IoT. It means a very simple. If you are automating a company, we used to say our company is automated. If we are trying to automate the entire city, and desperately we call that as a smart city. That's it. Okay, so all the things will be automated. So how I can do that? I mean, I'm going to use AI and IoT. Okay, without hardware, software, we cannot do anything, right? Okay, and as far as smart city is concerned, definitely there will be hardware and smart, okay, and software, right? Okay, see, and what happens, and why I want to speak about, see, coming to the point, right? Why I want to speak about the smart city? Because as far as smart cities concerned, there are a lot of components are there in the smart city. Okay, right, from smart manufacturing, we have a lot of companies. Anyhow, we are going to automate that. We are going to get the data. Okay, right. And the next one is called smart government. Definitely, you know very well, like the government will also become a smart. Okay, all the documents, even nowadays, we can access all the government data through online, but still it is not smart. Okay, right. So we are going to make that smart government. And next thing is all mobility or Wi-Fi, right? And I mean, in the few countries, you know very well, like still transportation, they are using ad hoc networks, and but countries like us, we are not using ad hoc networks. We are not dependent on Zigbee as well, right? Okay, so as one smart is, I mean, one smart city is, is implemented. I believe like mobility plays a vital role. It's a very simple, like you are drive, all the cars will be like GPS enabled, right? Okay, so we will have a direct communication from the satellite, because government will plan to have a separate satellite, because already we have a satellite as well. Right. So coming to the point, right? Say for example, you are driving. 200 meters ahead, there is a pile up. Okay, it means that there is a traffic jam, and you need to be notified. You need to be notified. And does it happening in India right now? No, it's not. Okay, so it means so there are a lot of that is the place where we are speaking about autonomous vehicle. But autonomous vehicle is fine. I am just speaking about the information. I am just speaking about the communication services. So now, is it happening? No, it is not happening. Right. So once we bring blockchain, all the data can be stored in a block. Okay. Once the data is stored in a block, all the users through some authorization key, they can access the news. Right. And another thing I can tell you, like the news cannot be fake as well, because 2 slides before we have seen like how we can combat the fake news as well. So definitely, once blockchain is bought, and we can minimize the fake news as well, and we can pass the trusted information to everyone, right? And the next thing is like, this is very important, like smart digital citizen. What is that? In our country, we generally access through our Aadhaar. Okay, so I mean, through Aadhaar, we can automate many things. So let us take our Aadhaar as the authorization key. So that is where you can identify, like, I mean, when you have traveled, to which country you have traveled, from one place to which place, what about your travel history, everything you can monitor, right? Okay, so once a smart city is implemented, probably we can bring, we can call as a digital citizens, right? Okay, and I want to tell you, like, see, I mean, even government is planning a smart card, right? Okay, so now the smart card is like, you know very well, they can identify us by using our mobile. Okay, by a SIM card, right? Okay, but there's another concept which is going to come. It's a smart card. Okay, it is mandatory, like it is identity card of your college. Like, so how you will generally when you enter into your institution or your office, probably you will wear your ID card. That is mandatory, right? So like that, like a license, okay, like a voter ID, right? But you need to carry the smart card, and government is planning to, government is planning, okay, we have heard the news, like, okay, so once that is done, and after COVID, okay, because you know very well, countries like us is hugely populated, so even it's very hard for us to analyze the travel patterns, okay, and especially during our COVID-19. So once they try to bring this kind of a smart card, okay, this kind of a smart card, it is always necessity for us to carry that smart card. Okay, right. So coming to the point, next, open data, smart health, smart farming, agriculture, like, okay, lot of IoT projects are going on based on agriculture, okay, and smart buildings, we know, like, so how the smart buildings are, how the smart buildings are implemented. Smart buildings are implemented by using very simple concept called CCTV camera, okay, right, okay. And recently we have done one project to US, right? I want to tell you, like, see, so I want to ask you a small question, right? So we have experience in, we have experience in going to ATM, right? Okay. So let us ask you a small question, like, there are two ATMs. Imagine there are two ATMs 10 meter apart, okay? One ATM is called, we call it as ATM A, next ATM is ATM B, and you are going to ATM A. There are a lot of cameras, right? 3 to 4 cameras, right? And once you go to ATM B, and do you think that ATM B, A and B are connected? No, it is not connected. Okay, so even though the ATMs are very nearby, it is not connected. So I will give you a small problem, right? See, let us take a theft is occurring at ATM B. Okay, and the next what happens is, like, and again, once the theft is done at ATM A, and the same guy is going to ATM B and he is trying to steal the money. Okay, this is what happening right away. Do we have any mechanisms to stop that? No, as of now, no. So it means what we have to do, we need to make a system like all the surveillance camera need to communicate. Okay, this is what we have done, and as of now, we have done a US patent. So I have a US patent on that. So we have done a particular patent on that. Okay, so I will tell you how it works. Okay, so generally, have you heard about tiger? Tiger. I'm just speaking about animal. Tiger. Yes. Okay. Tiger. Okay. So do you know how tiger analyzes the predators? How it will try to analyze the predator? Okay, it's very simple. Okay, if so what, how tiger, how it predicts, how it finds the, predators is very simple. So what happens is, like, a tiger will always form a group, right? Okay, see, probably there will be like 3 to 4 tigers. So what happens is, like, so a day before, okay, a day before of the event, okay, a day before of the event, all the 4 tigers will try, what they will do is they will try to monitor, like, what a particular deer is doing, where she is going, and what, and simply all these things will be monitored. Okay, and the day of the event, what happens is, like, you could easily find in any of the channels, or if you don't believe me, you can try it out in the YouTube right away. Like, see, so what happens is, like, on the day of the event, a tiger sees a prey, and I have told you, like, there's a team of 3 to 4, but at that place only one will be there, and the rest of the 3 will be somewhere, right? But there will be no communication with the other 3 tigers. Okay, so what happens is, like, when a tiger starts to attack that particular predator, in the no point of time you can find, like, other 3 tigers will try to attack the same predator. So how does this is happening without the communication? So that is where we have worked. Okay, so we have worked on an algorithm called Tiger's algorithm. You can find it out in the Google. You will not get even a single document. Okay, so we have tried to use this concept as well. So this is the concept where I have patent. So that is where I'm just projecting it in an open forum. Right. Okay. So coming to the point, like, see, so for the smart building, sorry, like, I'm just trying to get away from the content. I'm sorry for that. Okay. So smart buildings. Okay. So smart buildings is like how we can do that. And the next thing is called smart grid. Okay, so a lot of researchers going on grid. Okay, because when we say electricity, okay, nowadays we are focusing to bring some renewable energy as well, right? You know about renewable energy. Okay, either that can be definitely that can be a solar energy. So we can speak about a grid. Okay, smart grids can be of many types. That can be on grid, that can be off grid. Lot of things are there. Okay, so smart grid. Right, so that is one place where we can collect data, and the next one is called smart transportation. So smart city is very simple. In our city, okay, in our complete city, we are trying to fetch the each and every data. So that how we can do it. That we can do it by using sensors and cameras. Very simple, right? Okay. For that we are going to use IoT, and for analyzing we are going to use AI, and for the data security is security, authentication, reliability, we are going to use blockchain. That's it. Okay, got it. So once we can do it, and definitely I can tell you like it improves logistics tracking and it also improves real-time failure detection. So it means I can tell you like we can also, from a personal perspective, we can also minimize the, I mean, accidental as well. Right, and this I want to tell you like if you want to do a research on that, please concentrate on these things like, okay, so either work on smart community or either work on a smart asset or either work on digital identity or particularly work on smart contracts. Okay, when you say smart city, definitely there will be a, you need to concentrate on group decision as well, and you need to work on the voting as well. Okay, that is very, very important. Right. And the next thing, this is the another domain, it's called stock market. Okay. See, the domains which I'm telling you, these are global markets. Okay. It's all very, very big. Okay. So we don't have enough time. So what I have to tell you is I need to run away the slides. Okay. Please bear with me. Please. Okay. Because we have given only, I mean, I have given only 15 minutes. So 11:30, I need to wind up the session. So coming to the point, like, so by using blockchain, I can tell you like, definitely we can revolution our stock markets, because when you say stock market, you know what happens, right? Everything, countries, global economy is based on stock market, right? Either that can be BSE or NSE. But I have a question here. Does we have any tool to fetch the data directly from NSE or BSE? No. No, we don't have any tool. Okay, because as that they are completely secured. Okay, but still what Google is trying to predict the stock market, and I'm just telling you like, yes, Google is trying to predict the stock market. Why can't we use blockchain to store the stock market? Because that is very important, and also it determines the country's economy as well, right? Okay, so so this is the place where we need to concentrate, right? Okay, so once we bring stock market, I can tell you like we can reduce intermediaries, because I have given you an example. Because I have given you example in the healthcare and Flipkart as well, right? So intermediaries, because once you bring blockchain, there will be no intermediate, guys. Okay, and the next one, there we can form a regulation, built-in regulation. Okay, lot of things are there. So probably anyhow, I'm going to share this slide. Okay, so probably you can make use of this, right? And the next thing is very, very simple, IP. So what is this intellectual property? So whenever we say intellectual property, people used to say patents. Okay, that is fine. Okay, patents is something different. And there are, apart from that, we need to speak about the three things. One is called trademark, copyright, and licensing. These are the three things, right? Okay, say for example, right, so you are doing something. Okay, you say for example, if I try to take this image, and definitely this is plagiarism. So what I have to do is I need to make some citations, right? Okay, this is the basic things we know. Okay, but so this is called copyright, trademarks. But what happens if a product is designed based on the other product? Okay, so without getting copyright, so that is where, so we need to have a data of that. Okay, we need to trust the data, so we need to make all the things automated process. That is where there comes the concept called blockchain. So by using blockchain, what you can do is you can form a decentralized platform. Okay, right, and I have given you image as well, right? Okay, you can write a contract, and probably, yes, we cannot have this as a private blockchain, because property can be owned by anyone. So that definitely that could be a public blockchain, and we need to have a contract between parties, and the contract is executed based on the conditions. And once everything is done, all the regulations are done, the process is automated and the process is completed. The no matter of time we can do. Okay, we can monetize the IP, intellectual property, right? And this is one of my favorite, like, okay, so AR and VR, okay, and MR. Okay, so you know what is meant by AR, okay, right? So augmented, virtual, right, mixed. Okay, so nowadays we know very well, like many people are working on AR. Okay, sorry, many people are working on AR and VR, and I mean MR. So my question is straightforward, like, so we have a content, right? So why? Because AR content makers are huge, content makers are versatile, and we have different content makers. Okay, so why can't we try to use blockchain? okay, for securing it, because I have told you, like, we have business people, like because all the business are done, so we have a business people, and we have consumers, and we have developers as well, right? So why can't we use AR and VR into blockchain? So this is one area where you can do it. And the next thing you can ask me, like, okay, so if I want to use blockchain in AR and VR, whether it is necessary for you to have knowledge on AR? No, definitely not. Okay, because whenever I can say you, like, you cannot be an expert in all domains. You can be expert in one or two domains. That's it. If you ask me, I can say that, okay, I'm good enough on AI and probably in blockchain. So my domain is completely into AI and blockchain. So definitely it's like, so there will be some domain expert. So based on the domain expert, what you can do is you can use blockchain. Either that can be a private blockchain, but generally I just recommend for these things, like, just go into a private blockchain. Okay, this is just a process of how you can use, generally how you can use AR and VR into blockchain. That's it. Okay, so but whenever we do anything, you need to have a contract consensus. Okay, final product of the blockchain will be contracts. Please keep this in your mind, right? Okay, and the next thing, this is very hectic. When I say loan, especially when I say home loan, mortgage loan, you will run away, right? Because getting loans in any countries, right? It's very hectic process, because we need to deal with a lot of documents, right? There are a lot of intermediate people are there, because we have an agent, we have a bank, right? We have a builder, right? So you need to give a lot of documents, okay? So you will run here and there. So what we can do is, once we bring blockchain, so all the data will be stored in the block, and it is authorized, and you are going to give the authorization key. So a builder can use that authorization key, okay, right? And the government can use the authorization key, a dealer can use, a bank can use, whoever want can use that particular documents with your consent, with your approval, they can access that. So this is one place where I'm personally thinking, like, I'm trying to I am trying to pilot a project on this. I'm just working on the prototype, like, so how we can do this, because this currently many people are working on this, many companies are working on this. Okay, the few countries, okay, like US have 65%, they have tried this, and they have tried this, and they're working on this also, right? Okay. And I have given you the process as well. See, first what we just request for an offer, and we provide information. Next, there will be accessing, creating, and agreeing, okay? And after that is done, and we need to transfer and registering money, and after that we need to transfer, registering ownership. Lot of things are involved whenever we speak about mortgage or home loans, right? Right. So any idea on this? You might be wondering, like, so what is this? Okay, any idea on this? Yes, arts, right? So we can use a blockchain for arts. Nowadays there are few companies, okay? There are few companies like this. There are few companies like, okay, Adapcity, okay, Yar, Plantoid, right? Okay, so there are the few companies like Artree, okay? They are working a lot on arts, and generally they call it as block art, BLK art, okay? So even you can think about this. So it means you can wonder, like, sir, how, whether they will store these images in a block? Yes, why not? Block can be of anything, right? Because initially Santosh Minikoshimi, what they have done is, like, he have just developed a blockchain for a cryptocurrency, but now what we are doing, we are using blockchain for different domains, okay? So why can't we store that, right? Yes. And the next thing is, like, autonomous vehicle. This is my favorite, right? Okay, so we know very well, like, say for example, if you have a Facebook account, okay, there's a, you need to follow Car Blonde, okay? Probably there's a, you need to follow, she's really excellent, right? Okay, so daily she's coming up with new videos. It's all excellent videos, especially all new, right? So nowadays, recently 2 days before, BMW have launched the world's most secured car. So that is probably 7 to 9 crores in our Indian money, it seems. Okay, so just get into a Car Blonde and watch the videos and find it out how autonomous vehicle works. Okay, so nowadays autonomous vehicle, they are using blockchain. Okay, even companies like Volkswagen, BMW, Toyota, and Nissan, okay, this image I have taken from internet. Okay, so see, and these are the companies where they are using AI, but they are planning. I have seen some white papers. They are planning to use blockchain as well, right? So what is the outcome? What is the general outcome of this agenda or this presentation is like? Okay, so I can tell you, like, once you bring blockchain with AI, okay, you can streamline everything. And I mean, streamline everything from IT governance to procurement. Okay, it's all in the terms of business. It's all in the terms of research. Obviously, once research is done successfully, we are going to deploy that. Once deploy is done, we are going to generate revenue as well, right? Okay, and the next thing is, I can tell you, what if blockchain and AI mix together. Okay, and I can tell you, like, we are marching towards fourth industrial revolution, right? And I forgot to tell you, like, I mean, people used to name like blockchain 1.0, blockchain 2.0, blockchain 3.0. See, please throw that. Okay, so blockchain 2.0 is nothing but like Ethereum and smart contracts, like. And when it comes to blockchain 3.0, what we are going to use, we are trying to use blockchain for different domains, and for that they use a terminology called blockchain 3.0. That's it. Okay, right. And I mean, folks, and this is my contact, and first is my LinkedIn profile, and second is my personal website, right? And the third one is like my contact number, right? Okay, so if you have any queries, comments, or if you, I mean, if you want to work with me, I'm completely open for collaborations. We can work a lot. Okay, right. So yeah, so thank you so much. So if you have any questions or queries, like, so probably I am wait a minute, 1 minute, sir. Yeah, I'm happy to. Yeah, so I'm done with my part, sir.
Yes. Do participants have any queries?
And I want to tell you, like, 1 minute. I'm just waiting, and these are a few of the publications where I personally, I mean,
Dear participants, I think that there is some issues with Participant, it seems that there is issue with the guest network. And just we will thank Dr. Lakshmana Kumar. We will meet up by 11:45.